Okay, to pull the puddle, I will start up here and pull it all the way down. I hold my paper at a little bit of a tilt to help the flow of the puddle. Keep adding to the puddle. Don't want to get too far ahead because I've got to make sure to get all the parts that are above the end of my puddle. I'm working on Rives BFK printmaking paper, which is really wonderful for this technique. It's not great for all watercolor techniques because it's really meant for printmaking, but I love it for this coloring book type of painting in. I'm going to start up here again because I don't want to tip the paper to go back up while this is still damp. Alright, so I'm mixing up an orange for my fish. I am going to make him an orange fish. And this was a little too red orange. This was a little too light. It's okay, but I think I'm going to head back in this direction. I don't want to lighten this with water. All I have to do is add a pigment that is lighter than this, which is a yellow. So I've added more yellow, and I can add even more yellow, just straight yellow. I don't need to add white or water. I can lighten it by adding a lighter valued pigment. See? Now that's exactly what I want. All right, this is a good point to show you. If I start here, I have all these places that I will have to go into. This is closed off, so I can start here, go all the way around, and then I'm going to have to pull through there to come back into here. But that's what I'll do. Now let me explain that again. This is open, and I would like that to be open. I want my orange to go behind these shapes. So I don't want to start here because then I'm going to have to be painting on both sides, and it's really hard to do. Since this is totally closed off, I will start here and move around and make my way back. Now there's some open areas here too that I didn't watch out for. I have to make sure to keep this nice and wet because I'm going to have to leave it to go to other parts. Where I draw it down and around the corner. That was a challenge. Before I go any further, I want to get some blue in so that I have something to gauge my coloring. And I really do want to do these in blue. So I'm going to go for the phthalo blue just because I love it so much. You need a brush with a nice tip for this. The ink helps to work as a barrier so that the watercolor doesn't seep past the line, but it doesn't always work. Now here, the color scheme game forces you to do things you wouldn't do otherwise. I now have the peacock feather. Of course, I have to not worry about what color it should really be. I have to think about how the lines and patterns will work, the light and the dark, and where the other parts of blue will be. I know that I want this to be blue, so I think that I should do that next, and then I'll know where probably some blue detail in here too. But the next step would be to do the blue. Dalas are also excellent for pre-visualization. I'm looking to see which area I'll paint next. Now my choices are: what value will it be, light to dark, what temperature it will be, warm or cool, meaning the warm colors or the cool color, and which color it will be. Even with the blue, I have choices there, the mix of my ultramarine and my phthalo, or just ultramarine, or just phthalo, and that gives me the warm and cool of the blues. I'm going to go with yellow oranges in here. And then my background, I think, will be the deepest red orange I have. The next step is to mix my darkest red-orange. Put back here, and then I'll be able to determine what to do here. Until then, I really can't. I think I'm going to do the same dark red-orange that I paint here, I'll paint over there, I think, but I'm not sure. I've decided to do a diluted blue in here. I need to deal with all of this warmth, and I think that that will do it, and maybe that will let me know what I can do here. I was going to use this as an accent, but I think that there's already a little too much patterning going on. So I'm going to paint this in a light yellow orange with just subtle differences so that it all reads as one shape without too much pattern in it. Okay, the zipper is going to be this light yellow orange, the outside part, and then it's going to change to be something else here, and I'm going to flip-flop these colors too. This light yellow is not working for me at all. I'm going to go darker on that side because I lose the fun over here. This is competing with that, so it's got to be darker. And now you can see this line is popping out more strongly now. I'm happier. That had to do mostly with the value. Sometimes you just don't know until you try it. Which is why I like thinking of these as all experiments. The zips. The zips are the very last thing. What do I do with the zips? I think I have to make them kind of go away. Make them orangey. Okay, looking at it, this needs to be a little redder. Whew, this was challenging. And that's what the color scheme game does for you. It forces you into these challenging situations. Okay, much better. Finished.